Welcome to another Photoshop tutorial from tutorvid.com. This tutorial is going to show you how to create an image with selective desaturation or selective color. So in this image I want to desaturate everything except for this bow, which I want to keep bright red. So let's jump right into it. First thing I want to do is select this bow, and there's lots of different ways to select something. You can pick the way you like the best. I'll show you the way I'll do it for this one. Because this is such a strong contrast, I can easily use color range. So go up to select and color range. The way this tool works is you just have to click on the color you want to select, and then you have this little box here, and it shows you everything that's white that'll be selected. And then fuzziness, that scale here is how picky it wants to be. So if it's a 0 or a really low number, it'll be really picky in how many colors similar to the ones you clicked it'll select. And if you have it a high number here for fuzziness, it'll be very broad in the range it selects. So I'll put it somewhere in the middle and just look at my image and see about when most of the ribbon is selected and not much else. And another thing, when you're selecting colors here, you just click on the image, but if you want several colors you can hold down the shift key and click, and that will keep on selecting colors, or you can just shift and drag, and that'll select everything that was under that little dropper tool when I dragged. So now you can see that's a pretty good selection. I'm going to bring down the fuzziness quite a bit, perhaps around there. It looks like the ribbon is pretty well selected, and just click OK. Now you can see I have a little bit of cleaning up to do, a little over here and a few things that didn't get selected, but that'll be pretty simple in the quick mask tool. So go over to here and click the quick mask. So the way the quick mask works is, by default everything that isn't selected is red, and then when you select something that becomes not red. And it's a little hard to tell on this image because I'm using a red bow. So let's change the quick mask settings a little bit. If you double click on the quick mask icon, you'll get the quick mask options, and there you can change the color of the quick mask. So if we do a light blue or a dark blue and opacity 50% again, there you can see a better contrast. Then to adjust this, what's selected or not, we use the brush key. So press the B button or go over here and select it. And now we just have to paint black or white to remove or add the quick mask. And right now I want to add white, which adds to my selection. So I'm just going to go in and paint all these areas that didn't seem to be selected, and it'll add them to my selection. And you want to zoom in to 100% at least, perhaps 200%, to get a reasonably accurate selection. For most images, if you're going to print it on a little card or a Christmas greeting card or something, 100% is probably close enough to zoom into, depending on how large your image is, I suppose. If you make a mistake, if you go over the edge like this, you can just press the X button and that'll swap your black and white. Or you can go here and press the swap colors, and you can see that the current color here, black, will get swapped. And then I'll go back, swap it again, and press the X key. Here you can see the ribbon has to be found a little bit. Alright, so I'm just going to pause it here, and I'm going to finish doing my selection and just paint the entire ribbon. Alright, so I'm reasonably happy with this bow selection. So to get it out of quick mask mode, I press the quick mask button here again, and then we have a simple selection like you're used to. And now for this next part, what we actually want selected is everything except this ribbon. So I'm going to press Control Shift I. That swaps the selection, or if you wanted you can go up to Select and Inverse, and that'll inverse what's selected. So now everything but the ribbon is selected. Now another thing we want to do with the selection is make it a little bit smoother. Often the lines get a little hard on a simple selection. So go up to Select and Modify, and first we can smooth out the selection a little bit by 1 pixel, and then Select, Modify, and Feather. And you can feather by 1 or 2 pixels depending on the resolution of your image. I think I'll just feather by 1 pixel on this one. I'll just top the edges to make them not quite so crisp. And then we're ready to desaturate. So go down and create an adjustment layer over here. Click on this button and click Hue Saturation. And then up here we'll have our adjustments, and click on Saturation and bring the slider down, and you can see the image starting to desaturate. If you want, you can leave a little bit of saturation in there. It looks nice when it's just maybe 50% desaturated. or you can go all the way to the black and white. If you're going to go to complete black and white, another thing you can do instead of using this hue saturation, I'll just back up one step, is you could go to the black and white filter. Then you can play with this black and white image a little bit more and add a tint to it and have a little bit more control of how your black and white area of the image looks. And that's it, you're done. If you want to use this image in your tutorial, you can head over to Shutterstock. I'll put a link in the description and have fun. Check out more tutorials on tutorvid.com.